I can use that, okay. Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udwe Jagero, and this is Dialogues with Jagero. I'm here in the Great Royal County of Kisumu. It is a place where I grew up, and I always feel nice. I feel warm when I'm back here. And today we are at the beautiful, very beautiful Baraza Media Lab here at the Lake Basin Mall. And above us is Zone 01, correct? Zone 01. They are doing amazing things upstairs over there. The reason why we are having this podcast today is because I had a podcast with Costa Ujuang, a very popular musician in town, back in Nairobi, and he said some polarizing statements. And I actually warned him on the show that you do not understand the magnitude of what you are saying. And he said, no, but I can back it up. That's what he told me. So that is what we want to, I think we are going to listen to what he said first, and then we'll go on. So obviously it's going to be inserted there.
Siku tu moja akili yangu iliruka nikamwambia mimi nahama hapo. Unahama? Why? So now I think this house will, can we swear here?
Yes.
So this house will fuck up my progress.
Why not? Because of the free thing?
Yes, so not just for the free thing. Free thing wasn't a problem. Kisumu was not offering me what I wanted artistically.
Okay.
Kisumu was not a market you can grow as an artist. So I knew living.
Do you still think the same way?
Yes. I still strongly believe every artist who's really talented and is hungry needs to leave Kisumu very fast.
You know what you're saying will have a lot of.
I know, and I can explain. I can back it up with facts.
Yes.
So we need to build systems that allows for creative excellence in Nyanza, because a lot of people are creative in that region. Now, we had the Fisherman's Experience in Kisumu. That was a beautiful show. A lot of people still talk about that show. Why would Kisumu as a county, and the entire Nyanza too, why are there no festivals that are geared towards creative excellence, that are not lined up with siasa? Like, mbona hakuna avenues of transition from, if someone is good in high school for theater and whatever, where is there a theater place? Hata kama ni ndogo, because the county is not as big as Nairobi in terms of watu wenye wanafanya the same thing, but hata kama ni ndogo, why are there no spaces like that? There's the social hall, but then I don't think there's proper intentional support towards it. Unaona? There's a bubble in Kisumu in 2013, which was artist-based. That same bubble is where people like Okelo Marx came from. Mimi, I was around that time. It rubbed off of me as much as I want to say, I wasn't singing in Kisumu, I was going to the same event. Apesi was there. They had a band. There was poets. There was Juogi. You know Juogi? Dawe.
Juogi Dawe, that he's in Europe right now.
Yes. He was there. He was in that thing. There was Heidi. There was so many people. There was Yawa dancers who grew and came to Nairobi and did amazing things. Some of them went to Europe. After that time, that's not been replicated. Now, there's always been creative people cropping up from here and there, but I don't think Kisumu can offer you that. So it's nice to leave and come back.
Now, what he said was that it's very difficult to make it here in Kisumu as an artist. But I think the extension also is even in business, because I took off from Kisumu, the larger area of Kisumu, to Nairobi, the city of glasses, to go and make a living for myself. Odhiambo used to be here and took off, and I wonder what he has to say about that. So Kisumu County covers 2,000 square kilometers and is home to 1.1 million people, according to the 2019 census. The city itself is projected to reach 422 residents by 2025. And here is the striking fact: 74% of Kisumu's population is under 30 years old. That means we basically have the youth. That makes this is one of the youngest counties in Kenya, bustling with talent, creativity, and ambition. Economically, Kisumu stands as the 8th largest county economy with 2022 gross county product. I'll take that again. Economically, Kisumu stands as the 8th largest county economy According to the 2022 gross county product, it was 2.66 billion. And that is in dollars. It has got 7.93 billion in purchasing power. It is a hub for fishing, agriculture. I talked with Odhiambo about agriculture, and he told me that it's just subsistence. It is nothing to write home about, Odhiambo, and services, but also growing space for film. And we have a filmmaker here in the room. Technology, we have got Zone 01 here in the room. Fashion and arts. So the statement that Costa Ojuang did started debate among the local talent, but also because it challenges us to reflect on whether Kisumu is truly investing in the industries that can make its young population thrive. So today we are sitting with a very diverse panel of voices who represent the very sectors that give Kisumu its pulse. So we have Robbie Odongo, a film professional whose work has appeared on Netflix and other global platforms. Dongo Odongo. Providing Kisumu's talent can indeed reach the world stage, proving that. Winnie Wenger, event organizer and the CEO and founder of Plus Size, building platforms and experiences that put Kisumu's vibrancy on display. We have Nelson Mandela that will join us later, and then we also have Vivian, a lady that is running an event company here in Kisumu. We have Kila, who is doing he told me that he's doing the biggest logistics.
Yes.
In Kisumu region.
West Kenya.
In the West Kenya. And then we have Caleb, a tech entrepreneur behind Zone 01. I keep getting that wrong. I need to be punished for it. A company that is reshaping Kisumu's digital innovation space. Now, the way I want to start this is I want to start with each and every person giving us a little bit of what they do in details. So I'll start with the lady. Our panel is very gender sensitive. So tell us about yourself a little bit. And when you are telling us about yourself, after that you are telling us about what your true feelings were about what Costa said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, Jagera. My name is Vivian. I run an events company, events planning and catering. Yeah, I'm a mom to one brilliant lady who happens to be turning 11 today. Yeah, happy so this is quite an honor.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to her.
Thank you. So yeah, I've been in this town for quite some time. What I will say about Costa's sentiments, they do not really affect my scope of business because my kind of artistry is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It relies on celebrations mostly and corporates. Yeah. So my clients are within and without Kisumu. So I don't solely depend on clients from Kisumu. Yeah, but so far so good. I can't really complain. Yeah.
Kila?
Thanks, Jagero.
Yeah.
Welcome to Kisumu.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana Dala. And to the panelists. My name is Brian Oruko, better known as Kila B. Born and bred in Kisumu.
Why do they call you Kila B though?
It's the ladies who call me Kila. It's the ladies who call me Kila. So
we will not interrogate further.
So born and raised in Kisumu. I ran a logistics business that started as an errands business back during COVID time. Just started as an errands business that was targeting busy moms who couldn't go to the market during that time. Then later on, it scaled into a logistics brand in West Kenya. The biggest, actually, the most known and the most reliable brand in terms of logistics and efficiency, delivery. So I have had an opportunity to listen to Costa's sentiments and remarks. Having a background of being an MC.
Yeah, because I know you also do this reggae thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a festival that I run. It's called Dala Reggae Festival. Having a background, now I would speak as having the background of being in reggae and being an MC. he has a point. He has a point in that if I look at majority of the MCs and even the brands that do events and reggae in Nairobi, most of them started from West Kenya.
Okay.
Some of the big names that we have in Nairobi, the Chris Darlings, the Papa Charlies, the King Tabs, they all started from West Kenya. So for them to have gained that particular limelight, they went to Nairobi. So on that particular set, then I can say Costa is quite right because of our, as Kisumu, there's a lot that we need to learn and there's a lot we need to incorporate among our artists and those who are involved in music business, art, and the like. But now speaking as the CEO of Direct Errands and Logistics Services, it's a big platform for us because we, particularly me, I have incorporated my business to focus on West Kenya as a whole. So everything that I do, I plow it in as I relate to West Kenya. And looking at it, there is a big farm out there for us as business owners to win. Okay, depending on how you brand yourself, depending on how the level of trust that your clientele gives you, and how you package yourself to them. So one side I'm with him, the other side.
The question something that comes up every time, especially after Vivian, Ryan has spoken, and he has also spoken. So there is something that I'm getting that they are saying, but they're not actually saying it. They're saying, yes, Kisumu is very difficult, but perhaps the reason why people find it difficult is because people are artists and other business people are trying to concentrate in Kisumu rather than scaling out of Kisumu. So, for example, she says that her business does not only target Kisumu, but is also in Western, and also he's not just targeting Kisumu. So, are they saying, in other words, that perhaps we should not just think about the town and the environs. So, for example, if you are playing as a musician in town, if you're doing reggae MCing based in Kisumu, shouldn't you figure out that you can also go and do it, let's say, in Migori? Are you going to do it in Sori? Are you going to do it in Bomala? So, is that what they are saying by saying that?
Of course, yes, but also they are adding on a point, which is most artists in Kisumu, or most businesses in Kisumu, are still NGO-based. They're anchoring based on support. Their business model is not sustainable at all because they're looking at incentivized businesses where the government gives support or somebody gives support. They're not looking at it as a business. They're not modeling their outfits as businesses. And that's why these who have modeled theirs as businesses and have a business model around their trade then can scale.
Okay.
But you can't scale if you don't have a model for your business. Because is it subscription-based? Is it B2B? Is it B2C? Most of them are like, we are depending on support from the government or love from the people. People don't love your business. They buy the solution that you are giving. And unfortunately, most of Kisumu artists, I said this in jest, most of Kisumu artists do not give their businesses the focus and the touch that a business needs. They give it passion, and passion blinds, and with passion you will never make money, per se, until when you model your business around a functional framework.
I want to go to Caleb. Caleb, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to listen to Costa's.
Yes, I did. And I think no one in Kisumu did not listen to Costa Juag.
Okay.
And I'm one of his fans. So my name is Caleb Nyoiro, and up here on the mezzanine floor around the Zone 01 Kisumu. So it's a software development training institution, but also using the business model of training software developers and then putting them in the job market so that then we gain revenue from them working those jobs. So when we talk about Kisumu's economic opportunities, because this is what the whole debate is about, the truth is I also have mixed feelings about what Costa Juang said. On one hand, I feel it's quite unfair to compare Nairobi to Kisumu. Kisumu has a population of 600,000, that is the metropolis. Nairobi has a population of 4 million. So even in terms of business, if you have a market share of 4 million and somebody else has a market share of 600,000, I think those are very two different dynamics. The other one also as well we have to agree is when we are experiencing decentralization of government resources and support since independence. 2013 is when devolution came. But there before, the government had 100% of these resources, and they were concentrated in Nairobi. So the people of Nairobi succeeding is due to the benevolence of the national government and not the laziness of people out of Nairobi. But the other thing now I can say is when you go into business, because the three of us, all the five of us here are in business, you don't really do what you feel like doing in a business environment, but you look for a problem in that environment and then try to get a solution. Why am I saying that? We have somebody by the name Prince Inda who came to Mamboleo Stadium and packed it with over 20,000 fans, which means he knows the problem and he has a solution for it. Are we okay? Costo Juang himself has come to Kisumu and it was sold out. Thank you for your time, Jagera.
and you know that's the thing.
Yes.
That's the question then. And before I go to Robbie, who is sitting on the sofa over on my left, because the psychology of that statement is still very difficult to understand. Because when Costo Juang says that you have to leave Kisumu if you are a serious artist that wants to make it in life, does he mean that you have to physically leave and then go set up base somewhere so that when you come back to Kisumu, they'll probably love you more? Is he saying that a prophet is not accepted in his backyard, in their backyard?
So that's what he's
yes,
saying.
I want to give you just can I give this gentleman to say something and then you can come?
Okay.
Yes, Robbie.
Thank you, Jagero. I'm Odongo Robbie, a filmmaker, writer, director, multi-award-winning filmmaker. I'm saying that because it's going to justify what I'm going to say.
Yes.
I'm a fan of Juize.
That's what he's called.
Yes.
And I agree with him and disagree with him. I agree with him in this bit. There was a time that you had to leave Kisumu. I want to give you an example of Eric Omondi. He was here, he was a comedian here, but by then, the best platform was physical platform, which was Churchill, and it's taking place in Nairobi. So he had to move in Nairobi. But things have changed. Nowadays, you don't need a physical platform for somebody to see your art. You need just to do it in your phone here, and the globe will see it. That is why I started Lakewood Productions here. Actually, that was my biggest worry, because believe it or not, 80% of best artists from this country come from Western region. They only migrate there because of the opportunities. And again, I agree with my brother here. It is not fair to compare Kisumu to Nairobi, because Nairobi, even if you write it in small letters, it's still the capital. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the times have changed. I started doing films here. I could get 200 people, 100 people, but now I've never moved, but I've taken film here to global platforms like Amazon, Netflix, and for your information, my film was the best African film at Durban, the most prestigious film festival in Africa. I am saying that to prove that you can do it here in Kisumu. Yes. I've never moved in Kisumu. I'm happy Winnie is here because she's a witness. So I agree with her, but for nowadays you don't need to move physically. We discussed this with you, and I told you, Susan, we made it here. She only migrated after making it here. Vikmas made it here. Yes, it's much easier making it in Nairobi because it's still the capital with all those factors, but it is not impossible. It is very, very possible, and I've done it.
Thank you very much. Odhiambo, you wanted to say something, and I want to give you this opportunity to tell people about who you are, and then plug into what the question that we're asking. Yes.
So thank you. My name, of course, is Odhiambo Brian Otieno. I am a communication consultant. I do communication coaching and majorly political strategy. Now, that said, in the context of whatever we are discussing, we first must underscore a few things. That if you're looking at expenditure, because for a market to exist, there must be capacity to buy. And adding on what Caleb was saying, that Nairobi market, of course, is larger. And so the market share If you have 1,000 people in Nairobi, that could mean a lot to you, but that could mean nothing in comparison to the larger population. If you have 1,000 people in Kisumu, that could mean so much compared to the marginal propensity of income, as I've said before. In Kisumu, we have this question of the GDP per capita. And in Kisumu today is 260,000 per year. Divide that by 12 months, the average earning of a person in Kisumu is 21,000 per month. Okay? 21,000 per month. Look at what art costs. Okay? How much would you need to pay for a ticket, for example? And there are always events every other 2 or 3 months, averagely, in Kisumu. That means you'll need to spend about 1,500 to 3,000 or up to 5,000 because tickets majorly go between 1,500 and 2,500. And not so many people can afford that in Kisumu because Kisumu is like a government outpost. Actually, you can die in this city trying to get 100,000 shillings. But you can make 100,000 shillings in Nairobi in 1 hour because the cash flow is there. So Kisumu being a government outpost, I'm saying it's a government outpost because the private economy has not been enabled much. Okay, that's why even where we are today, you've walked around and you've seen not much of the spaces are occupied. That means there's no activity going on here. We only wait for government to pay their salary, to pay their staff salary, so that the money can go into the economy. People like Brian here, people like Vivian himself, all of them, the bulk of their monies do not come from within Kisumu. Their monies come from without Kisumu. So looking at it from the context of money income or income into the Kisumu economy that people are then competing for in terms of the market share, you'll find that it is not fair to say that it is difficult to make it in Kisumu and you have to get out of it. It is the context, the structural frustrations that the governments have put in place that have disabled Kisumu from developing. Okay? That said, on the second front, as I said before, is the question of the thought process of business people in Kisumu. If you look at culturally, if you grew up in this city, you'll understand that those who control the economy of Kisumu are 5 Asians. Typically, 5 Asians. The rest of us are simply following the bandwagon. And somebody who controls the economy is somebody who basically owns the means of production. And in Kisumu, there are only 5 people, and all of them are around Kibos. Okay? Those who have the sugar industry, and those who have the transport, logistics thing, which cement, now Brian, and cement, which Brian is the only other Luo who I can say is rising in that rank. But still, compared to that, it's a drop in the ocean. So the mindset of people in Kisumu towards business is directly tied to the question of scalability. Because what business are you doing that goes beyond the Kisumu market for you to reach an outside market?
Exactly.
Okay, someone like me, I started public speaking and communication coaching in Nairobi. But my very first public show was actually done in Kisumu, and it was packed to the brim. Of course, I understood what Kisumu people need. And on that first event, I did it at no profit and at no revenue. So many people, or many business people in Kisumu, do they know that from the onset when you start a business, you're not going to make profit immediately? You're not even going to make revenue. You may need up to 2 years or 3 years. Or even five. To just get even.
Yeah.
To break even. Yeah. Then is when now you move into revenue. Then you talk about profit. Do we have the patience? And for that to happen, it means you need support. You need some layer that gives you money before you look at the business. Okay? Yeah, the businesses which of course will make profit on day 2. But there are those ones who will take some time for you to
scalable
business will take a lot of time because then you have to grow into the market share. Now, it means that most Kisumu artists in the context of Coastal Juang must then be taken back to class and taught or sensitized about how to run a business. Because most of them who are complaining about what Costa said do not actually understand the context that Costa was talking
I also do not understand the context because
I will try to
because
explain
because there is something that I am stuck with, and that is what Caleb said, that Prince Indah came here and filled the stadium, sort of, and Costa came here. I was there. 12,000 worth of ticket was sold out. Yes. So, what is the psychology of his statement that he can come to Kisumu and feel? The where he was, what is it called? Tomboya Labour College. But is he saying, Diambo, that he can't feel it if he's here in Kisumu?
Let me explain to you.
Okay.
Costa, of course, should be thankful that he's amongst the team that we did mentor in Kisumu between 2012 and 2014, I was part of the team that established the open mic sessions at Alliance Francais, where we used to host the open mic sessions. And such artists like him, we had Apesi, we had so many of them who have now made, Dawe, Okelo Max, etc., who have now made it, okay, quote unquote. That said, let's understand his context. His context was not saying that you cannot really make it in Kisumu. I don't believe that's what he was saying. But in the context of scaling your art, because art cannot only be consumed by Kisumu people, you must go beyond Kisumu. Because even if you do an audit of those 12,000 people who attended that event, you'll find that quite a number of them flew in from Nairobi, as much as quite a number also came from Kisumu.
Yeah.
Okay? But then it goes back again to the brand that a person is establishing. Okay? Because I told you, when I came here, I grew up in this city. I was born in this city. And my event was filled day one. My event was filled the second time. My event was filled the third time. There's no day they've ever disappointed me. Okay? So it goes back to how do you understand your business? How do you understand your audience? How do you understand the need? If you understand the need that is there, then you'll provide a solution that then you can expand beyond that.
Okay.
From then, I've gained international clients. So it is something that is doable.
Yeah, we have Winnie in the house. Winnie, how are you doing? I wonder if her mic is well positioned. I don't, Dims, because it is the other way around. And I have a feeling yeah.
Is it recording?
Yes, it is. I wanted to, obviously we were talking about what we do here in Kisumu, and then reacting to Costa Ojwang's, very infamous, if you would, statement that you cannot make it in Kisumu.
Yeah. First of all, my name is Winnie Wenga-Walcott. I run several businesses in Kisumu. I run a cleaning company, I run an events company, and I also run a few contracts here and there with the government. So when it comes to the arts, I personally started off as a model. And having been a model for over 7 years, when I gave birth to my son, I wanted to be in the entertainment industry, but in a space where I could make money and pay our people. Listen to me and listen to me well.
Yes.
During that period where I was a model, we were never paid. Not a cent, not once, not twice, never. We were paid via pictures. We were sent very nice photos to blow the social media with. And by then, it was just when Facebook was coming on board, we were still young, you didn't really quite understand the business aspect of art. Afterwards, I wanted to create an opportunity for our people that would bring on board an aspect of payment. So the first thing I did with the first event I held, which had 48 people, by the way, 48 in total, like me, plus crew, the crew, the DJ, the MC, plus the attendees.
So we could say you had about 20.
So we'd say around 48 people.
Yeah.
And on that first particular time, and I want to agree with something that Brian has said, that for you to probably start making it in Kisumu as a business, then you have to have a backing somewhere financially for it to make sense, okay? So during the modeling years, as I was coming to an end, I met Dorothy Oliech. We didn't go to Nairobi though. Dorothy poached us from here and gave us shows. And she paid us pretty well that we had our first investments as models, and the remaining little money we decided to do something with. And this something for me was now the event space. So on the first event, I remember the first MC we had, Winnie Wadera, we paid her 10,000 shillings. And this was in 2016. So for 2016, for an MC to be paid 10,000 in this town, it was such a big deal. And that's what for me I wanted. I wanted us to be aware that this is possible within us here. Like it doesn't have to take Nairobi peeps to come and pay us this amount of money. When it comes to what Costa said, I agree and disagree in equal measures. I agree that for him, it has worked for him. Living Kisumu has worked for him. And probably it's because that he went to a certain degree of schooling. And that's what also Brian was saying, that we cannot just be doing art as art. It has to be lingered with some sort of education. money management, financial literacy, marketing, branding, so that by the time now you're coming out, you are nicely sprouted and you're ready to blossom. And what happens when you're blossoming? Everything around you starts to realize, there's actually life around this space. So what do? We navigate towards that life. And that is called the support that Costa is getting now, within and without of Kisumu. Because his first show in Nairobi wasn't pretty much full.
He actually said it in the podcast that there were just 12 people, I think.
It wasn't pretty much full.
Yeah.
But when he came to Kisumu, that is when his people welcomed him. Like, this is ours, this is our son, this is one of us, this is our child. You get? So for him to purport that making it here is a bit
Did you
hard.
feel disappointed?
No, I didn't. I love that opinions are there from different people in different scopes, but then I also value that opinion are like facts.
It's a little dramatic.
Which is interesting. And I want to ask you a question before I go back to, and this is, I want to go again round and ask this question because, so if I ask you this question, Winnie, are there concerns that you have about, one, Kisumu as a place of doing business, two, with your fellow artists? In Kisumu. Video are like fat.
And two, with fellow artists.
Yes.
Okay. So let me start with the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I'm going to answer it in two parts.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer it as a business person and as an artist. So as a business person, I feel like there's so little support when it comes to young people in businesses. The county government, for example, does not acknowledge, and if it does, it does in very small scale, that there is existence of SMEs that cannot compete with the Indians of Kibos Sugar, for example. And then there is also the aspect of a young person, for example, Precious Events, cannot purport to be competing right now with Homeland and Itoya Events. Same field, but very different grade as at now. One has the superior power of financial backing, and the other one is just a young person who's starting. So if you put measures and taxes that are going to affect both of these people in the same level, then it disadvantages this young person who's trying to start. And that's why a lot of us start and we get to a point and we tunashindwa, because we do not have the financial backing that the other parties have. When it comes to the artist side, I feel like the government has put up a lot of PR when it comes to
You mean the county government? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
The county government has put up a lot of PR when it comes to artists and artist spaces. So much so that if you ask around where we can, for example, where we can meet as artists, we only have one space. It is called Grace Onyango. One. And the other one that recently has been PR'd and nicely done photos, nicely painted grass has been thrown all over social media, is called Kanyakwan Cultural Center.
Yes.
But when you get into those spaces, if you get into an art center, what are you expecting to see? You're expecting to see a space like what Baraza has come up with, okay? You're expecting a space where I can record. You're expecting a space where I can come with my team of models and train. I can come with my team of designers and just curate through a design. But all this cannot happen in that one space. Okay. And we have more than 1,000 artists in this town. Where are the rest supposed to be going? Do I have an issue with my fellow artists?
Yes.
Yes, a big one. A big one called comfortability. We are too comfortable as artists in this space. too comfortable in such a way that mi ni mtu mkubwa, like I am a big deal. So if Winnie has an event, Winnie anitafute. You get? Mimi siwezi kuja kuuliza ninataka show. No. Na pia Winnie akiniambia, show me what you're bringing to the table apart from you coming to sing, man, because I'm putting money into this thing. Apart from you coming to sing, can you bring me even 5 people? Maze hiyo si job yangu. How is that not your job? And people as high and as highly paid as Prince Inda are willing to market on their social media platforms. How are they marketing? They're marketing because they already have a following.
Yes.
How did they get that following? They get that following because they're creating content. Why are you not creating content? Because you're comfortable. Because you know Robbie, you know Winnie, you know the when Winnie refuses to incorporate you in an event, what happens? You beef. So what does that mean? You carry along some smallly thinking human beings with you and form a cocoon, thinking you're punishing Winnie, not knowing you're the ones who are remaining down there as she rises.
Jagero, I wanted to go after Winnie. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's okay.
I just wanted Robbie to say something because he wants to leave. But I want, because he's been singing Nyong'o a lot to me. They helped him do the movie.
It's the
Why are you surprised?
it's the fraudulent. People like Robbie.
Can you?
People like Robbie are the few fraudulent people in.
No,
because you have to say it.
You know this guy has issues with you. You're giving him a platform to.
You have to say it because you tell me how this guy is accessing money and the rest of the Kisumuatis are not accessing money.
Yeah.
It's the fraud that Nyong'o is and the cocoon that he supports.
About it.
Yeah, this guy.
Okay.
so let's finish him before you
Odur.
yeah.
First of all, I want to pick on the business angle because besides art, I do a lot of business here. I've managed to start some, shut down some because of challenges. But one thing, this is my opinion. I think for a long time, we've been so active politically that we have never learned the business culture. That's why there's a day I went to buy some shoes somewhere here in Kisumu. I won't name the place. But kulikuwa na viatu zimeweka hapa and there was a Voxy packed somewhere. Then I asked the price of the shoes. Mwenye anasaidia hapa ananiambia, I carry the shoes, go to the vehicle and ask mwenye anauza aniambie amekaa huko kwa. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you are doing that in Nairobi and you get a brother from Central, the way that business culture, because for a long time we were meant to believe that we cannot do business, and it's really affecting us. There was a place here called the Yellow Line before they removed those guys. You couldn't even bargain twice. They could tell you, "Kama una pesa, enda una." You see that's not a business culture. So, but it's time we need to change that. It is time we need to drop that active political mindset and come to business mindset. That is affecting us. Secondly, the business of collaboration. He mentioned Homeland. If you know Homeland has made it there through very many collaborations. If you go to places like Bondo, in my place, 80% of business people there are the Oria. And they're not doing
80%?
Yeah, big. Yeah, there are a lot. And I was talking with a Oria friend here, is doing electronics, and Anambia, what they do is when they want a whole container of electronics from Dubai, they come like 30 people or 50. When yours is 10 pieces, they come together, but we don't have that mindset of coming together. Yes. Back to art, because art is me. Yes. I have to clear this. I'm gala muwe na haki mpe. When I wrote my film Bangarang, it was about Baby Pendo. I walked into Nyong'o's office, Professor Nyong'o, through the former CC Achi Alai. And Nyong'o was so attached to Baby Pendo's story. And he told me, I was there on this. I was just new in office, so I walked this journey with those people. So through Nyong'o, I managed to lock streets. I locked Kondele flyover to shoot there. A lot of places to get security, a lot of what. The transport, location transport that was transporting people for the whole shooting period was from county government. Food that we ate, they procured for me. So I can't lie. That I got from them. But that is me. So I can't say they are working because I am with other friends. I've done other events and I know what...
The question I want to ask you,
Yes.
based on that, is that you when you went to Nyong'o's office, you had feelings about the movie.
Yes.
And after having feelings about the movie, he started supporting it.
It was so attached.
But now,
Yeah.
let's get out of our feelings.
Yes. That's why I'm saying that was me, but other people are suffering here, they're not getting support. That one I know.
I hope that you are enjoying that episode, people of the internet. You know, everybody says there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their own town, in their own city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call fathers, but there are no jobs, right? Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them. I have worked for a long time online, I think more than 10 years. I work for Americans, I work for Europeans, I work for the Chinese, the Australian, Canadians, the Ugandans, name all of them. And last year, I had a eureka moment. I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I have been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a book called Goldmine, 18 Side Hustles for Africans. And it sold a lot of copies. In fact, I was going for, sometimes I was receiving 500 orders in a day. In 2025, something happened. AI came. I think in 2025, AI came. AI came in 2024, but in 2025, it is here with us. And people say AI is taking away their jobs. And for me, I'll say false. There are actually AI jobs. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. We now have in my book 25 online and offline side hustles that you can do anywhere in the world, whether you are in the village, whether you are in your small town, whether you're in a marketplace, whether you are in your house, you can do them. In this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance, drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I have made and lessons I have learned over 15 years in this online job market. You can become an executive assistant to busy folks in Europe, America, and Canada. You can also get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. There are many of them and they're in my book. You can also build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce without a shilling. You can also become an affiliate marketer or an online English tutor. And you can also do tens of AI jobs, and they're all in these books. If you have a job, that is fine, but I know around you there are so many people that are always looking for jobs and at home watching Netflix. Buy this book for your brother, for your sister, for your mother, cousin, husband, who is back at home all day, all night watching Netflix. Okay? Buy it for your friend, that friend who is always asking you for cash, you can buy this book for them. All the information is in the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or you can go to my website, which is oduorjagero.co.ke. The book is only 1,000 Kenya shillings. Or if you're anywhere around the world, the book is $10. So thank you very much. Back to programming.
Even me, that was the first and maybe the last. Now, the infrastructure here should be, like me as a filmmaker, for me to premiere a film, I need to take it to Anga Cinema that is flooded by the Indians, because the Indians watch their movies. The prices there are rocket high. Our target audience, there's a day I went to sell a ticket at 1,000. By that time, Emma Jalama was at the peak. Mtu aliniuliza, how do I pay you 1,000 to watch a 1 hour, 30 minutes movie, while at 300 I will dash Emma Jalama from 8 a.m. to... You get the mindset. So we need to get places we can screen our art at low prices.
Yeah.
That is private.
So you are charging at 1,000 because of the price of the movie,
yes,
of the movie theater.
And the cinema is very expensive. What does it take for a county government to come with something like this in a central place, very accessible, very affordable to
Diabo was shocking me that you actually have your amphitheater right outside here.
Yes.
Well,
but the one is
nationally we are talking about Homa Bay.
The Gresonyango is talking about is a cultural center, art center by name. If you go there, you will get Mandeleo and Awake weddings. 90% of activities there are social activities.
Okay.
So accessing there is not like you can walk into national theaters and meet 90% artists. We needed that. Back to my artists. Artists in Kisumu ni kujituma. We lack. I think it's a home comfort something. Somebody feels like, Winnie, you know me. Me, some people text me, hey, next movie maze si uniite. Nakwambia, if you see me call for audition, come. Lakini Robi unanijua. Why do you need to audition me?
Yes.
You see, we need to know that you have to. Even Lupita Nyong'o still attends auditions.
Yes.
So there's a lot of luck there kujituma, and we are ready to blame others who have tried to make it.
Okay. I want to go back to Caleb.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted just to latch onto this conversation, and I would also be very careful that as we speak as the people of Kisumu, because this is a very national platform, we also try to debunk the stereotypes about the community and business in Kisumu. And I want to say that it's not all about big businesses. I want to tell you guys, 98% of businesses in this country are small enterprises. So the big businesses and the kibos we are talking about are just 2% of businesses in this country. And so I want to say, I'll give examples. Bariza Media Lab is a business, and it's thriving. Upstairs, I work at Zone 01 Kisumu, and I can comfortably say is the biggest tech hub, not only in this country, but in the East African region. And this is something happening in Kisumu. In Kisumu, if you go upstairs, you'll meet 100 techies who are not just learning basics in software development, but high-skilled software development skills. I wanted to give about 4 examples of friends in town, or people that I know who are doing businesses and are thriving in Kisumu. The Children Amusement Park. If you go to Lake Primary School, I've seen an engineer who quit his profession. He was working with Talo Oil and left Turkana hundreds of thousands of salary and kept up and set up a children's amusement park in town. And everybody is patronizing that business, be it Asians, be it black, anybody in town. He's gone further to Sunset and set up another branch of his. He's gone further to, how do you call it, Mega City, set up. This is one of us, and he's doing business, and he's succeeding. I'll give another example. I know the story of Harlis, based on also what I've read on social media. She's in the United Mall. How much has the lady done? And look at the type of business, and she's importing from out of this country. There's also an M-Pesa lady at the United Mall, the Dialcom Solutions and Eye Clinic. She's a super agent. She's big. The last one is the water shop in the United Mall. I'm just giving those 4 examples. Ganil on the right side. She's been in that business for decades. What am I saying? If we go beyond the county government, which has been very supportive to Zone 01 Kisumu, and I have to admit, we walked into his office, we've had introductions, we've gone to international platforms with letters written by Governor Nyong'o, and it has opened doors for us. So I also think as young people and anybody doing business in Kisumu, let's look on how we are leveraging on what we do. If Winnie is in the industry or Robi, whatever they are doing, ask yourself, what do you want from the county government? One thing I've also seen with people in leadership, you have to bring something on the table that say, hey, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it, and this is exactly what I want from you. It's very easy, but when you throw it in the open, it becomes very, very difficult. So that's what I'll say from where I see it. Yes.
Jagero, before I let him go, I'd like to correct a few things that he has said.
Who, Caleb?
Yes. No, him.
Yes.
Because I feel like we are sitting in a space and we are trying to sugarcoat.
Yes.
And I don't feel like this is a space we need to sugarcoat, man. I am not Jagero
running around sugarcoating. Because even when I was speaking to somebody the other day, after meeting you actually, Caleb, I don't know how to translate it in English, but do you know when you say somebody and then somebody twists their mouth in a certain way? You know, I don't know how to say it in English. Whitney, you are the most learned. I'm the ambo. This is satisfaction. Like I told this guy that, have you looked at what the government has helped create with the Zone 01 and what is going on at the Rotary Club? And she looked at me and said, come on, we know what happened. Stop bullshitting me, Jagero. So I was just like, I mean, what is going on? So and then before I give you an opportunity, you have said something that that doesn't sit well with me. And that is what I will go back to the Ambo to explain to us, because I have a problem with a government that is asking people, come to us and tell us
tell us what you want. What
do you
want? Mean? Why are you sitting in leadership positions?
So that's where you are.
Why are you sitting in leadership positions if I have to tell you what
Yes,
I want?
I'm thinking that we have given you the votes. Go out and figure it out.
Yeah.
And tell us that this is how we want to, because you have got officers, I don't know what they are called at the county government, officers that should be walking around and looking at how to help these people. So if Robbie has to go and sit with Nyong'o, for Nyong'o to have feelings on a movie, and then Zone 001 has to go to him and explain these things.
And have an introduction. He said they've had introductions. So how many of us will get opportunities to get introductions to be done so that we meet Nyong'o face to face and tell him what is ailing us?
I need you to say something, and then I need to give him a right of reply before we go on. Yes.
Yeah, just to back up Winnie, even for you to get there, who do you know? Who do you know? Because unless you know someone, you won't have access to the governor or even to those offices. Yeah, so mine is just to back up Winnie.
Okay, I want to give him the right of reply because then I want to go to the Ambo and ask him some questions.
I'm not active in the space that you guys are active in, but I'll continue and very boldly.
Yes.
When you guys talk about business, I'm very passionate about business.
Yes.
And the whole talk is about business and the state of economy in Kisumu. When you look at the startup ecosystem in the year 2024, only 3 cities were in the top 1,000 in Kenya. Nairobi was number 107, Mombasa was in between, and then Kisumu was number 985. When you also talk about the ecosystem in terms of startup funding in the year 2025, Kisumu is now position 1,020. There's a reason why I'm talking about this. I would want us to really center this discussion on business, how to do business in Kisumu. And so when I say what I'm saying, I mean it by myself. How many youths do we have in this Kisumu? How many youths do we have in this country? How many of them get the chance to sit with their political leadership, even out of Kisumu? And I will go back to what I'm saying, and I believe in what I'm saying. I have seen something with business. You have to create value, you have to create a niche for yourself, and you have to relentlessly do so. It takes years, it takes time, but that's how businesses work. And if you are having a solution, you have to look at that market and ask yourself, is it going to work or not? You understand? But in the space where I am, there is no harm in saying that the county government of Kisumu has supported Zone 01 Kisumu. If we have received that support, we have to mention it and be grateful for it. We went with you to the Rotary space. The county government of Kisumu has used about $200,000 to set up a space for people to learn tech. Definitely, I have to appreciate that. If there are other spaces, maybe the county government has not done what it's expected to do, I believe everybody has the right to voice that. I'm not in a position.
The county government used 200,000 USD.
That's more than that. If you look at what we saw.
That's about 30 million?
If you look at what we saw. If you look at what we saw.
So I think
I agree with you that maybe if there are other areas, I think now that when you go to the comms director, and I think that is now not in my space.
I want to give you
It's the first thing he said that really tickled my fancy.
Yes.
And I love to speak language.
Yes.
Languages are...
I also agreed with your assumption, because as a country we are a very timid population. And as a timid population, then the government has to go out there and look for us, and help us, so that they just don't look around and see big stuff going on and saying, let's plug into that.
Yes, and
yes. I want to give you, then I go back to the Ambo.
Jagero, interesting. I would not want to talk more as an artist, but as a business owner.
Yeah.
Doing business in Kisumu should actually be listed among the 1,000 ways to die.
Thank you. Somebody said it.
Because, like I always say, because Kisumu has been set up in such a way, and it's all because of the political influence. Right. Kisumu has been set up in such a way that it is an end-month economy. Mwisho wa mwezi. So at the end of the month, that is when now the money circulates, like Brian was saying, Odhiambo was saying. The money circulates, as it circulates, that's when now you can get a call from a client in Kisumu to actually book for one of your services or buy one of your products, okay? So the rest of the 29 days or 27 days, you're actually pushing your brand for people out there. As we market, particularly me as I market my business and as we try to package our brand, we try to push it to people outside Kisumu. Why? Why don't we rely on our Kisumu people to purchase from our brands? Number one, Nyego.
Nyego is what in English?
Nyego is jealous.
Negative.
Jealous.
Envy.
No, it's more of jealousy than envy.
Yeah. Because Winnie has a cleaning business, so I won't support her. So because I don't want her to grow. Vivian runs a catering business. I won't support her or I won't refer her because I don't want her to grow. Zone 01 are running this particular program at this building, but I won't mention them because I don't want them to grow. Brian runs a logistics company, but no, I can't. If I have an errand, I'd rather just do it myself. So how do we package ourselves as business owners? We try our best to package our brands in such a way that it can be scalable.
Right.
But the influence that comes around, even from that particular county government of Kisumu, is negative. You know,
What do you mean?
it is negative in that, for example, they are the same people, those in those particular offices, they are the same people who do not want to mention these small businesses. We agree that there are some small businesses that are unscrupulous, they are not trustworthy, but there are other businesses that are good and doing fine and great. They have got the brand name, okay? But they never get the mentions. They never get the referrals from these particular people in these offices. Yes, the county government comes with the PR and they say, oh, we've got this particular grant, we've got these particular loans for these businesses. Why don't they come for them? These business owners, why don't they come for these loans, the grants and everything? But at the end of the day, even if they came for those the grants and the loans, do they really give us a chance? That's the question. Because they have a feeling that, no, I'd rather make this go to this particular person, okay? So Kisumu and business owners in Kisumu are really trying their best. Because if compared to Nairobi, I can say, I can speak for my brand, I can speak for her brand and her brand. I mean, these are some of the best brands that we have in terms of business, in terms of cleaning, in terms of events and catering, in terms of logistics and errands, you know.
Have you gotten a contract with the Kisumu county government?
Not yet.
Have you?
No.
That answers
Okay. I don't think that answers it.
But that takes it some direction.
Yeah, it gives me that. But I want to ask Odiambo, if you go to Rwanda today and attempt to do something, there is something called RDB. RDB, if you go to their office, Rwanda is a very small country.
Yeah.
We could compare it to Kisumu county government. If you go there and you want to do, for example, events, they have a booklet, a huge booklet that has got all the service providers in town. And what they have done with those service providers, they have called them for conferences and workshops over a given period of time, and told them that this is the kind of professionalism that we need from each and every one of you, because we are going to recommend you to everybody that comes into Kigali. So if you're a photographer, you register with them.
Yeah.
If you are doing tenting, you register with them. Think about anything event-wise, you will get them. Tours and travels, everybody. You will get those people in that book. And they will send you to their offices. They know their addresses and everywhere they live. And they will tell you, okay, these are the people. You can make a call to them. These are their email addresses. These are their numbers. Call them and agree on what you want. The person that comes out top is the person that you're going to give the job.
Yeah.
And they are so supportive of that. The reason why I'm saying that is that we were having a very heated conversation with somebody, I don't know who, here in Kisumu at Java, and we were talking about the same thing. I was saying that you cannot, with Judisi, somebody that has worked with Zone 01 before. I want to ask Odhiambo. He served in the government of Ranguma. And I want to just ask him, as an insider information.
And as a brainchild.
Yes. When you guys were in that government, how are you supposed to have a relationship with everybody in Kisumu?
Good.
How did you make it work?
Let's contextualize the governance of Ranguma
Yes.
and contrast it against the governance of Nyong'o. And the reason as to why we are comparing these two governance structures or regimes is because governance affects business. Okay? During Ranguma's time in 2016, I was just checking, Kisumu was rated best in terms of ease of doing business by World Bank in the country. Okay? Since then, it has been on a decline. By then, we even made registration of contracts or building licenses very easy. You could do it online. The first time when you were in government, we did even make licensing online. You didn't have to go to the town hall or city hall for you to get your licensing done. And we even, basically what we did, we made money available in the market. Anybody who was present then, and those who laughed at us when we were leaving the office then, are now crying and are telling us that how we wish we knew. We could have left Ranguma in power for 5 more years.
When you said that the money was here, what does that mean?
I will explain. So when Ranguma came to power, I remember I joined him midstream. And when I joined him, one of the things that we were keen on was ensuring that money was circulating down here. I'll give you a practical example. Kisumu is a consuming economy. It is not a producing economy. The factories that were here before have since closed, and those that are existing are not doing genuine business. For example, I'll mention not a name, but a particular field of the sugar industry. Most of the bulk of the sugar that is being consumed, or that is being purported to be produced in this particular company, is not actually being produced in Kisumu. It's imported sugar that is being repackaged. And these guys are registering enormous profits, but the people are not receiving the conversion down here. Okay? So basically, the private sector, in that sense, is not making the money that it should be making. Instead, it is bringing products from outside and paying Brazil and paying those South American countries that are producing sugar. During our time, what we did, one, we were very liberal in ensuring that money that came in terms of contract development money was going to the people of Kisumu. Unlike Nyong'o's regime, where there's a huge capital flight in terms of the development fund, the development money that comes to the government is given to specific contractors who then take this money out of Kisumu. I will tell you, between 2013 and 2017, you would hear people complaining in Kisumu about IFMIS. IFMIS is the payment system, okay? But that was a representation of hope. You could walk into hotels in Kisumu and you get contractors seated and complaining about IFMIS. 2 weeks later, these guys will have money. Or 3 weeks later, or a month later, even 6 months later, these guys will have money. Since 2017, that has since died. You don't even hear contractors complaining about IFMIS because it is not there even in the first place. What does that show you? There are 2 contractors who are tied to one of the political party heads, okay, who are cutting away money from Kisumu and reinvesting it in Nairobi and abroad. During our time...
Is that what you call capital flight?
Capital flight,
Can you explain what it is?
So capital flight is where initially we had money centralized in Nairobi, as Caleb was saying. Now, when devolution came, money was pushed to the localities. That is the now upgraded mayoral...
yes.
Okay? So, which are now called counties. So when money was pushed there, there's development budget and there's recurrent expenditure. Recurrent expenditure is what pays salaries, etc. Okay? Which is about 60 to 70% of the salary. 30% goes of the budget, 30% goes to development. Okay? Now, if 30% goes to development, this means it is money not for consumption. It is money for development, constructing roads, constructing new hospitals, buying new stuff within the county, basically. When this money is brought here, it should benefit the people of Kisumu, which means the contractors should actually be local. And if they don't have the capacity, they should be empowered too. I will give an example during our time. There were youths who came to Governor Ranguma and asked him that, hey, the county has brought, Raila has brought the county to us now, and we need to do business. But we don't have the money even to do the contract or even to register the companies. What did Ranguma do? I remember we were at Royal City Hotel Milimani. He instructed the chief officers to ensure that these people who came to him had companies registered, and the government intentionally registered for them companies and told them, do you know what? Cluster. And we will give you seed capital. Even the boda bodas then, if anybody in Kisumu remembers this, we were clustering boda boda into a boda boda circle, copying the same Rwanda, where boda boda in Rwanda has a whole plaza within the CBD where they collect money and their fees for their children, their basic sustenance is achieved. We did introduce that in Kisumu, and there was circulation then. But now, a particular contract that costs 350 million goes to one person. During our time, a contract worth 350 million will be split across even 10 or 20 people. And the standard is the same, but you're told, hey, it's speed. And money was there. So being that this money has exited the market, Nyong'o and his regime are now playing plug-in, what Caleb is saying. I am proud of Zone 01, what they have done. But Caleb must also be genuine enough to say that Nyong'o was simply plugging in to a success that was already there. Because when they were writing the proposal to get Zone 01 come here and do the big thing that they're doing, Nyong'o was not part of that. He was not part of that. I saw it, I was in this city. When it seemed like it was going to be something huge. This is a big political capital. He simply plugged in. And of course, he can make calls. So he made calls here and there. The same to what Robbie was saying. And the same to other people who benefit from tokenism that we are blaming the national government for. That kind of economy, that kind of policy cannot sustain the business end of Kisumu. And so, that's it. Something that we must underscore, all of us, and especially the business community in Kisumu, is two things. That for business to grow, you need two things, money and the market. Now, we have talked about the market. Let's talk about the money. Where does the money come from? It's either debt or equity. Okay? Now, Kisumu alone, there's no circulation per se. Why don't they have circulation? And why do other communities have circulation more than us? There's no indigenous-owned bank that can even develop favorable policies towards their people. Unlike some communities, which I can tell you, have favorable policies. Today, we were discussing with you, Jagger, just the other day, that many people in Kisumu, the same to many people in Nyanza and Western Kenya, do not have title deeds for their lands. Even where you come from, your home. I'm sure you don't have a title deed for the land you built that home on. Exactly. Now, if you go to the bank, they will need you to have security so that they give you a loan. Most of these plots in Kisumu, people don't have security, people don't have title deeds. The other communities, their title deeds are processed and they go to AFC, for example, Agricultural Finance Corporation, and take a loan against it. They go to the banks and take a loan against it. Kisumu, people are so hungry that they are cursing themselves in the streets because the government has intentionally not paid attention to the indigenous. The government, like Nyong'o and his regime and his likes in the ODM cabal, have structurally ensured that Asians are empowered in Kisumu. And I say it with a lot of confidence because this is the truth. Asians have been empowered in Kisumu. Right? No, it's the truth. No, but it's the truth.
Because what Brian is saying, what Brian is saying, what Brian is saying, Jagger.
And the question,
what Brian is saying, Jagger.
And before he goes on, I want to ask you the question, and I'm also coming to Winnie to ask her the same question. Compare the two regimes for me, so that Odhiambo is not just speaking as a politician.
I don't.
Yes, because I feel like he's speaking more of
let me just take you.
They lost elections, and now he's making a lot of noise about it.
No. Let me narrow it down to the simplest understanding.
Okay.
To the simplest understanding. You fight to have a silent city from 7, and there is no money going round, or you fight to have a busy, bustling city from 7 onwards and there is money circulation. You fight to have a silent CBD from 7, and that's what Brian is trying to bring. You fight so hard for it to be clean and silent, favoring one community. Because that community lives on the other end of the CBD. So the CBD is quiet from 6:30.
This guy is talking in parables or what?
No.
From 6:30.
Let me make it
Don't
clear.
take it away from him.
No, I'm not taking it away from me. Let me make it clear for you, Jagger.
Yes.
Kisumu was started as a craft economy. Kisumu is not a formal economy. This is the fact that we must accept. This is Kisuma. In Kisuma, people used to come here for barter trade. Chiro. We were not coming here to put on ties like this guy is putting on and get formal works. Okay? Here we were coming to trade something. Now, this barter trade is what gave Kisumu its name. But these people who are later on coming to Kisumu are saying, you guys were doing better trade, you're dirty, get out of the city. During our time, when we were leaving the government, we left on-source revenue collection at 1.7 billion. What happened? That today, Anyang' Nyong'o in 2025 is collecting 1.1 billion. He has chased away the craft economy.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
There's something he was saying. There's something he was saying.
That's what he was saying.
No, there's something he was saying.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But
So if you have an entire CBD that is quiet, clean, and no noise from 7 or 6:30.
Oh, I see.
Then now, how do we have the craft economy that Kisumu is known for? Kisumu is known for trade. That's why we have the lake, the blue economy. So that the fish comes in, you can trade the fish, and somebody buys it. Nyanya is there, tomatoes are there, onions are there. So we have two regimes here that Brian is bringing. One is Ranguma, and one is the Nyong'o regime. And we're saying, even in terms of business, small businesses, where after having a clean CBD and a quiet CBD from 7, where do these people go to? Where do these people go to? And what happens to the businesses that are located in the CBD? Because compare it to Nairobi, that Costa says is very nice and welcoming. Nairobi, from 7, then we have got other people who are living their 9 to 5 and can pick something from these small businesses as they go home.
Right.
Kisumu, can you be able to get a matatu at 8:30 going to Mamboleo? No. There is no matatu. So these two regimes prove out something to the small businesses and the small business enterprises, that running a small business in Kisumu with this kind of regime is part of the 1,000 ways to die.
Okay. I want to get back to Caleb, but let me give it to Winnie.
Just before you go to her, also the discussion has become heavily political, that maybe, in the space where I am, I didn't expect that, because now I've seen it's also very, very partisan. Personally, I really thought the discussion would be about business in Kisumu.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, Caleb, we are talking about business.
I agree with you.
Because you cannot talk about business without the influencers of business.
Yeah.
People influence business, which is majorly politics. And I think that the reason why we have not had very nuanced conversations in this city and in Kenya is that we do not talk about the truth and how the truth affects us.
Yeah.
Because, for example, there is no way you are going to be talking about the health of business in Kisumu without talking about the county government.
Exactly.
I understand that Odhiambo might be very extreme because they lost elections in 2007.
Everybody on this bench knows you are rigged.
So yes, bear with us because
I've never lost an election
just
in
bear
my
with
life.
us. And I think if we don't think that you've said something that is going to put you in, because you're just there and you've said your truth. But I think conversations are very important, and when people are having things in their chest that they want to say about these issues, because that is why even Costa, when he was saying those things, it was a very political statement, and I don't think the people, even the county government, is happy with the things.
Yeah, exactly. Because the county government expected Costa to package it in favor of them.
Yes.
Which he did.
I want to come back to you. Before Caleb runs away from the...
Caleb was finishing
I was
something.
just saying something that I really love this conversation. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm just seeing that given the way it's coming out, it would have been fair that if you guys are also heavily discussing the regime and the current regime or the previous one, you get a representative from that administration.
So that they continue
so that
to
maybe
lie.
they can, not really.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying this, one, I'm heavily careful about the stereotypes that have been said about the Luo community. And I've seen even Brian is giving credence to some of those stereotypes. The people of this region are hardworking.
Yes, we
The
are.
people of this region are not jealous. I want to tell even Brian that one. If there are people who are going to support you to succeed, are people from this place. And so sometimes, because people say it even in small gatherings, that people are jealous in this part of the world, people latch on to those stereotypes and spread it to the national atmosphere. And then you realize somebody in Nairobi is saying that the people are jealous. Jagera, I can tell you, from the word go since I saw your podcast,
Yes.
have been one of your biggest fans and you didn't know.
Yes.
Is that true or false?
That is
and
true.
I've watched all your episodes. You are shocked. I can even tell you. Costa Ojuang, even when we were doing events, we bought a painting from him at a price that even surprised him. And no matter what he says, those are his beliefs. So there are also things when we say on a national platform like this, we be careful. When you say that people are jealous in this region, we are furthering stereotypes that don't exist. The other one that I want to say, and also carefully.
He
so,
didn't get me right.
He didn't get you right.
allow me to continue.
But it's gonna. I'm gonna give you the right of reply.
The other one is when we talk about business, we should also have seen the biggest enabler of business is government. And it's the truth. The biggest enabler of business is government.
Yes.
But then,
And allow us to discuss the government so that they can go out there and put a press conference and discuss the things that we say.
I agree.
Yeah.
So allow me to get to the end of it. We have the national government and we have the county government. So also in our discussions, let's go even beyond the county government. What has the national government done to the economy of this region? You are at the Lake Basin Mall. 20% occupancy. Is it a county government issue or a national government issue? Look at this road. For us people who have business here, ask Baraza Media Lab. This road is now being made after 20 years or 10 years since this mall was constructed.
And that is interesting because when we were driving down here, Odhiambo himself, who is now blaming Nyong'o, was telling me that this road was given to us by Uhuru Kenyatta. And I'm asking, where did Uhuru Kenyatta get money to give us roads?
Let me tell you, Jagero.
No, but where did he get the money to give us roads?
Let me tell you, Jagero.
Yes.
Politics is the authoritative allocation of resources. That is why I am talking in some parts of this country, some communities are excelling because there are favorable policies that are favoring them to even access government financing. Okay? Now that said, in terms of let's allow for nuances, of course, in terms of jealousy, etc. It's just a nuance of conversation. It is not anchoring in the of course. I've told you, our people are not jealous. Our people are supportive. I've received business from Zone 01. I don't have a relationship with them, but they gave me business. People in Kisumu have supported me, so we're not jealous. That's of course the truth, but we must allow nuances for, sweetening the conversation. That's it.
But I like that he's setting the record straight.
Right, that is true. Now that's it.
So that somebody in Minnesota.
Let me farm this position.
Yeah.
That I was talking about financing of businesses in Kisumu. Which one was debt and the second was equity.
Yes.
People like Zone 01 have gained from equity and perhaps issues like writing proposals and getting projects which are favorable. Now let's even zero down to just Zone 01 and ask him a very favorable question. To him, he's training a very huge mass of people. 17,000?
We are now training 100.
100,000
every 2 years.
Is there a data center, for example? I'm just being imaginative.
Yes.
Is there a data center which can even take just 10 people from Zone 01? Or is there an institution in Kisumu that can even take just 10 people of their trainees? I'm interested to know that, because then I will take you to the next point why I'm saying this.
Yeah. I was very happy to know that Kisumu has 4 data centers. I was shocked.
How many people do they employ?
No, I don't know the specifics, but Safaricom has one.
Safaricom has one.
I think maybe Telecoms. I'm not so sure of the other, but I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm very happy to say that Kisumu has 4 data centers. I saw in Kenya we now have about 20 to 30. So it's a very good thing. I'm not so sure of the specifics, to be very
consumption of the people you train, 100,000 people, it's huge. That's a big that is literally a quarter of Kisumu city's population, because Kisumu city itself has a population of 422,000 people. So if you're training 100,000, that's a quarter.
100,000. No, we said 100 per year.
100.
Yeah, 100
okay. Now,
years, yes.
if 100 people are being trained, how many of them are being absorbed into the Kisumu economy directly?
Definitely, we have to say, in terms of tech work that we do and opportunities within this market, it's definitely still very difficult. And so what we have to latch on are remote opportunities.
Exactly.
So in terms of the community, definitely, to be very sincere, we don't have a lot of opportunities within the city itself.
Now that is what brings me to my point. And thank you for being genuine.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. That's a valid point.
Now that brings me to my point. And my point is, in the other essence of financing any business, you need debt.
Yeah.
Okay? In Kisumu, as I've said, we don't even have the securities. And even if we do, we don't have the paperwork. Because the biggest security you need in any loan acquisition is either a car or a house or a piece of land. Most of us don't have it. Okay? Now, in 2017, 2016, thereabout, actually in 2013-14, our regime and I'm proud to say this, our regime did initiate the establishment.
Caleb does not like
No, I'm okay. Yeah.
No,
I don't vote in the city.
in the face.
I'm just getting nuance.
He doesn't vote in this city. He doesn't vote in this city.
In the
So
face,
capture that.
Yes, it's true.
in the face,
It's true.
In the face of development, I cannot afford neutrality. I am sorry. I am a researcher, but I cannot afford neutrality. I am a right winger in Kisumu. That is definite. And what then we were doing, we were establishing the Lake Region Economic Block Bank. And we did ask every county to contribute 200 million shillings so that we could acquire Tier 3 bank that will then give our people access to credit on favorable terms. It's going to be our bank, okay? In 1985 or thereabout, Dalma Sotino, who is now late, did establish the BT Bank, which was able to finance our people to some extent, okay? Those banks is what then gives us the credit, the loans that you need to move, because loan will then buy you the time that you need to put in for you to take 10 years. Instead of taking 10 years to achieve credit or to achieve profit, you take 2 or 3 months. Then you move into profit. Now, Kisumu, up to now, this moment that we're talking, or even the Lake Region Economic Block as a whole, does not have a financial institution to empower their people. I said the county government is defrauding the people today because they're cutting away these monies and building mansions in Kileleshwa in Nairobi. Okay? Right here, when we were here at the county, we did ensure Juakali was having money. Boda people were having money. How were we ensured they were having money? We structurally engineered favorable policies so that even a percentage of these contracts land amongst the people so that they have the
I want
money.
to give Winnie an opportunity. Winnie, you were saying something.
I want to carry it forward from a very different point.
Yes.
I want to talk about security
Okay.
during the Ranguma regime vis-a-vis now. I want to talk about business loans and its accessibility to young people and young women. Then I want to talk about policies that are in place, were in place back then and are in place now, and how they are being, and how different offices are being mandated to help with businesses around this area. So let's talk security. I was blessed enough to be here during Ranguma regime. Artists were not quite favored during that regime. Brian, don't look at me. Please look at Jagero. Artists, we were beaten. Jagero, artists, we were beaten.
Beaten like physically.
Yes. Ranguma sent us goons.
There you go.
Goons to beat us.
I know the people who did it. It's not Ranguma.
Sent us goons to beat us. Young people, small people, say small body. In heels tulitandikwa.
Bona.
Tulikuwa tunajaribu kuuliza ni wapi sisi kama wasanii tunaweza enda tufanye vitu vyetu vya kiusanaa.
Okay.
Hatukuwa na spaces. We didn't have spaces. So what happened was that during that period we created a very bad reputation with Ranguma's regime. And when I talk about Ranguma's regime, I do not necessarily mean Ranguma himself. I am meaning people like Brian who were sitting in spaces where they knew tomorrow we were being beaten and they did not tell us. And I'm talking about people...
Caleb, I told you this is going to come to bite him. You see, he was...
And I'm talking
The
about...
we have right of reply.
Yes.
I'm talking about people that sat in spaces that change could happen and were not willing to let the change happen. Vis-a-vis now, the artist's relationship with the governor or with the regime, let's talk about with the regime, we could give it at a 20-80%. Like he has tried 20%. But the 80%, we are just wondering, we thought you were an artist. Where did the love go? Where did the favorism that we thought we would get because you are an artist, I mean your daughter is an artist, I mean you're a lover of art and all, okay? So when we talk about security, even with the equipment of different photographers and videographers, their security after events, during the night, during Ranguma's period, and during this period, I could give them a 50-50. Tulikuwa tunaibiwa back then, bado tunaibiwa sahi. The only difference is that back then watu wako wanauliwa. Sahi watu wanauliwa. Unaibiwa ukiuliwa. Equipment is gone and you probably will need 5-7 surgeries for you to come back.
I have it on my head.
Brian has a scar that he
He's a
walks with
victim.
proudly, you know. So when we talk about security, and even security as business people, so many businesses, each and every time, and I want to speak I'm not a very humble person, but I want to speak humbly to Caleb, that I beseech him to walk around and talk to different businesses outside of his tech bubble. Because you see people of tech, they are usually in this bubble of, hey, mazee, yo, tuko na pesa. But you see, the truth down here is, what kwa ground, just a minute. What is that app that they can probably create so that easy structures zenye, quote unquote, Nyongo is putting up can be secure enough for people that run businesses in those spaces? You get? Because as late as last week, there were several shops. Unaona container. Right now they have a thing, wanakuja wanakata container, wall ya container. So you wake up in the morning, you find your shop nicely locked, but mizigo zilitoka jana. There's nothing in the shop. There's nothing in the room. So you're coming to open your shop, you find a clean space. You start from a clean slate. So when it comes to security, we have a long way to go, number one. Number two, we have tremendous work to do. And unfortunately so, that these quote-unquote Dimbo boys are funded by one of our politicians. And this particular politician is the one that they call when they are arrested. And even the policemen are complaining. They're saying, but we arrest them. They brag about them not being able to even get to the courts. Wow. The security personnel are complaining. But you tell us to arrest these young men. When we arrest them, you are the same people who call politicians to bring hefty bails, cash bails, to the police stations, which is a constitutional right for these young men. So when they leave, they have left the evidence there, yes, probably alishikwa mpaka na hiyo panga yake. But sasa, umemrelease leo. Kesho tena mwingine amekatwa panga. Then we want to blame the security. No, somebody is feeding these boys. Somebody is promoting these boys. And most importantly, somebody is making sure that whenever they are caught in situations, they are let loose.
How does the security affect business here in the city?
Where? Do we have businesses past 7 p.m.?
We don't.
No.
We do not have businesses
We
past
actually
7
run a
p.m.
24-hour space. People don't come after 7. Actually, it's a very important conversation, really,
Yeah,
because we run a 24-hour
We do not
hub.
have businesses
It's
past
true.
7 p.m.
And that is what I was trying to say, Jagero.
Let me give this guy a little bit.
That is what I was
Then-
trying to say,
then-
Jagero. Because Caleb here says he doesn't even vote in Kisumu. So I want to categorically state to Caleb this. Number
Caleb,
one,
take it in favor.
in favor and with love. And I want to communicate it with love. Kisumu past 7 is dead. Kisumu past 7 is only left for the risk takers. It has gotten to that level. Even the club owners are soon downing the time. Because these Dimbo guys, they're called the Dimbo guys because they attack your head. Brian is a victim.
And what is the meaning of a dimbo?
Blunt top.
Dimbo is
The weapon they use.
the weapon. Yeah. Dimbo is a slang. It's a slang from way back in Kisumu that meant a thug. Takupiga dimbo. And takuibia. Yes. So when they say the Dimbo boys, they're simply saying these thugs, it's a group, it's a clique. So they attack you. So how safe are you even if you run a small business? You are a nyanya seller.
Or you're delivering something in the village, as you know.
Just make it as simple as that. You are running a delivery in town. How safe are you to execute your delivery in town if the security apparatus, even they themselves, are not available at that time?
I wanted to
Even they
add about
themselves are
our
not
space,
available that time.
because we've been attacked. So when we talk about security, it's something I'm also passionate about. Remember, most of the youth who come to this space, they live in Mamboleo and around this place. So they have to leave by 6 p.m. And remember, this is a 24-hour space. And sometimes, in coding, you have even a deadline of midnight.
Yes, I saw them having their timer ticking.
A ticking. So by the way, the security issue is a very big issue. And if there are areas that can be addressed, we had a Jukwala Usalama the other day. I don't know how the results are going to be, but it's very serious. We've had about 3 of our people attacked. And one, was admitted to Jaramogi. There is a lady who went home and was nursed for over 1 month. So the security issue definitely is a big issue.
Does it affect you much?
It does.
Yeah, like let's say, for example, we are late from work, most probably past midnight, because these events I run past 5.
Yeah.
That's when we are setting down. Most of the time I'm not within Kisumu. Let's say I'm even in Siaya. By the time we set down and get to Kisumu, it is way past midnight. My staff can't leave. So I have to accommodate them in my space, because some of them will tell you where I'm going.
It's bad.
Tomorrow I will not be alive. So it is only the men, the risk takers, who will leave. But even some of the men, I have to accommodate them in my space. The ladies now, they have a room in my house. Yeah.
Why is the county government of Kisumu investing in so much security around the CBD and Milimani and not Manyata, Nyalenda?
And the CBD is even worse because the CBD is dark.
Yeah.
I was
not have
driving
light.
yesterday. I got lost. I was from the studio on Nadi TV, and I didn't know the turn, because from all the way from the what is it called, the Kibuye market, going all the way down.
Dark.
It's completely dark. But I
Yes.
could see some things standing.
Yeah, there are structures of light.
First of all, before I go to how it affects my art, you know where supposed to do this? That's right in the CBD. Just 2 weeks ago, somebody was hit there by a block. Apple.
At 7.
7:30.
Yeah.
Business should be running. It's very dark. You remember where I dropped you one time near when we were going to Pico the Ambo? Around that place, at 7:30, that's right inside the CBD, mtu alichapwa na block. At that place from 10, they walk with the knives around that place. So, if the CBD is worse, what about somebody staying in
I went to next to Glory's where on Nadi TV. That place is completely dark.
You guys are still not getting my point. You guys are still not getting my point. What I'm saying is this. Why is the county government of Kisumu investing the security apparatus in Milimani?
Even in Milimani, they are not safe. There is someone who was shot dead at his gate.
Because,
It's
no,
not
I'm targeting this to someone in the county government.
Mention him.
And that is the CM. That is the
Somebody
CM. That is the
take
city
quotes.
manager. He says there is no piki that should go into.
Milimani.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But that came about because there was a period where Milimani, from as early as 7 p.m., there was a period even just leaving Kalongolongo, a restaurant that belongs to one of the astute business people in this town. Leaving Kalongolongo outside there, just picking a bike from outside,
Was a big problem.
we had to stand with a watchie, and there used to be a patrol car from Central that was situated right in front of Kalongolongo, because people that went to Kalongolongo to eat, 2 of them were attacked. During that
They were targeted,
period,
yes.
that is when the CM had said that hakuna pikipiki ya kuingia wapi? Ya kuingia Milimani.
Milimani, yes.
But the point you're trying to drive home, and you're afraid to say it, and I don't know why, is
I
that
don't know.
the security apparatus are mostly based in the CBD because Indians live within the CBD, my friend.
That's the truth.
That's what I was
Actually, the order was given after one of the prominent Indians was attacked at his gate in Milimani. I think it's the owner of Imperial or something. That is when they make that order. But if you were attacked, they would have not made that order.
And that's why I wanted to ask Queenie. If the OCS or OCPD can be stationed right in front of Kalongolongo.
Yes.
Because somebody or 2 guys were attacked there. She stays at Polyview. Can she step out? Can she step out of her gate at 8 p.m.?
You have literally opened my security.
Which OCPD is going to be there?
Bro, you have literally unopened my security.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, for example, she's saying, for example,
Bro, that went
I
from
want us
zero.
to finish this conversation. This conversation has gone more than 1 hour, 30 minutes. The allocated time for DWJ episode.
But Jagero, as I finish,
Okay.
the reason why the CBD is heavily guarded by the county government of Kisumu is because, quote unquote, their financiers live within the CBD. They live above most of the buildings that chini yao ni mabiashara zao, which we appreciate. They have businesses that are employing our people left, right, and center, da 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 da. But the same businesses also get at loggerheads with businesses that belong to the locals, and most of the time you'll find the county governments leaning towards the Indian community. Case in example, at the clubs, there was a particular period where alleyways is the one behind Kenya Power, had to have a back and forth with policemen because Imperial Hotel was complaining about noise. And the same thing happened to Kombudo's club right next to Jajemelo Plaza.
Janam.
No, not
at
Janam.
the Alpha House.
Alpha House, at
Yeah.
Alpha House.
Yeah.
The same was the issue of noise. Why? Because above those buildings, Indians live. So if we are going to have preferential treatment to different tribes in this county, then when will we as locals ever get preferential treatment when it comes to our county government?
You know,
Going forward, I need...
Jagero, just to give feedback to Winnie, kindly, just 2 seconds.
Yes.
To give feedback to Winnie. Winnie says these same businesses or people living within the CBD is the Asian community or the Indian community. And she says very well that she's giving them the props that they are employing our people. At the same time, there are businesses owned by our people that are being closed down so that these particular Indians, Asians can sleep peacefully, that are also employing our people.
While underpaying them grossly.
I want to give you your last remarks because we are closing the episode now. So in finishing, because I wanted Winnie to finish and then I go back to Caleb. Winnie, I want you to finish and then we have, or you can finish and then we can give Winnie and then I go to Thiambo and Caleb.
On finishing, I just wanted to talk on security and art. I stick to art because art is what I eat and what I breathe. Just to inform you, last year I lost one of my actors. If you watch John Nairobi, there's one of the main actors here in Mamboleo. At around 8, Meth was hit with the soldiers in prison and he died. So with art is an entertainment industry that takes place in the evening after you close your actual business. So we have to live there now. We always have a challenge of holding events here where we are now because our audience claim is a bit out of town and the security issue. So it's really affecting us. So we have to do events in the CBD, which is also becoming worse and it's very expensive. So with art, it's killing. Ukiambia mtu the show will end at 8 and oh my God, security. I was with you at Costa's Ujong and I had to leave an event.
Yeah, you took
because of
off.
the security thing. And I took off early. So it's killing every angle of business.
Okay. In finishing, Winnie.
In finishing, I would like to see policies, and I'd like to see people in these spaces, people sitting in offices, mandated to follow up with the policies that exist. Number one, to navigate artists and how they could better their living conditions and even their art. When it comes to visual artists, for example, what are the arts that we have in these offices? Who is procuring art that is in those walls, in those offices, for example? If we could have a policy that mandates that in Kisumu County, we have 60% or 80% of art hangings on the walls that belongs to our people, then we will start having a conversation around it. We will now start sieving who is talented and who is not. And then now we can speak about the pricing and not taking advantage of each other. And lastly, when we talk about taking up spaces, I am hoping that in the coming general election, we see a lot of young people that take up space, and when they get to those seats, their voices are not drowned in the circus that is the politics.
Yes.
Yeah, in finishing, basically, how do we access these offices? You
Yeah.
know, because mostly you try, but you can't get past a level because you do not know anyone. You get? So if only we could get a conducive working environment and relate well with these people in these offices, then maybe now our businesses will thrive. Instead of looking at the known names, why not give a chance to upcoming SMEs? Yeah, so that we can also be known, because even them, at some point, they were down here. So how do we climb the ladder if we get setbacks every now and then? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thanks, Odur Jagero. The policies are there. They are gaining dust on those particular shelves at the county government. The policies have been done, they are there, they've been there for years. Whenever they bring up conversations and engagements, we just repeat the same things that have been said year in, year out. Let these people finish, they go home. For small business owners, let's team up. Let's work as a unit around Kisumu to ensure that our businesses, we refer each other and we support one another. Support one another in terms of mentions, support one another in terms of packaging, support one another in terms of referrals and all that. But at the end of the day, doing business in Kisumu should be listed as one of the 1,000 ways to die.
Thank you very much. Caleb?
Thank you so much, Jagero, and fellow panelists who got time to be with us here. So when I want to say the truth is, the business environment is challenging, and even for us, we've had to change our business model. And even those who did not understand it maybe might not understand. Because at the beginning of the model, we wanted that you come in for 2 years for the training, and then immediately we onboard you for work opportunities, and we had fixed salaries. And then we realized towards the end of these 2 years that it's not possible that what we promised, we are going to get that. And so we opened this contract further so that it's based on commission, that if you get this value, it's this commission. So the truth is, the business environment is challenging. And now my request is to the government, both the county and the national government, if we could have a portion of tech projects given to hubs, it will really support this country. So that you say, if we are building websites, if we are doing platforms, 20-30% of all this work goes to hubs. So that, as Brian says, these hubs are self-sustaining. Even the proposals he talks about are not very nice to write. I think some of us, we've all done it, it's not very... And the third thing I wanted to say is business loans. That was a very wonderful point, but we didn't really talk about it. Wish there was a way, Jagero. These things were really made easily accessible to businesses. There is a problem with accessing financing. And if it's difficult in Nairobi, it's 10 times more difficult in Kisumu. Wish there was a way. And the last one is security. I love to go back to it. Business thrives in a secure place. The bitter and the humble truth, the town is not very secure. So even for us who run 24-hour spaces, even for me when we do hackathons, I know you guys know them, we have to come here quite early enough. So you can't even go back to the house, eat, bathe, and come back. So if also there can be an improvement to the security situation here, I think that would be very wonderful. Lastly, if you guys want to do anything in tech, if you want to create stuff for your business, we can partner. We can do a hackathon, we can source for financing, and I want to be grateful to the people of Kisumu. Yes, I've been living here for the past 8 years, but I come from a neighboring county. This is a very good city, it has opened its doors. Some of us, we say we have succeeded because of the people of Kisumu. Thank you so much.
All right, Odhiambo, in finishing.
Sunil Shah, who is one of the top business people in Kisumu, who is the third generation of the Shah family that owns United Millers, once said that if the people of Kisumu, and especially the Luo community, had somebody who would hold their hands into business, they will be now, today, the second best performing community. We don't have that. That said, I want to urge the people of Kisumu to abandon the political mediocrity that has engulfed this region for the past over 60 years in the name of siege mentality. We are not fighting with the government. There's no reason to fight with the government. Because of that, we have seen the results. Other communities develop as we are here. Choking, literally, on our potential. Not choking on the lack. We are having immense potential. Caleb Nyoiro, right on my left, is one of the reasons why when I come to Kisumu, I see a lot of hope that Kisumu can actually be the Silicon Valley of Kenya and even Africa at large. And all the panelists who are here today, none of them has not made or has not seen more than 1 million shillings. That is semblance of the potential that we have. What I will urge the Kisumu people as I finish is that politics affects our development. And this politics, we have been under a regime that you guys know of very well. That regime will take us nowhere. It is a rocking chair that has kept us busy, but it is taking us nowhere. It is time to abandon it and embrace a new development-oriented people. We are no longer fighting for politics here, political freedoms. We are now fighting about economic freedoms. Look at those who are contesting for your governorship in 2027 and choose correctly. You know what I'm talking about.
All right, thank you very much. People of the internet, it was a beautiful, beautiful conversation that I had with the people. I did not know that it was going to be this explorative and, you know, a lot of very impassioned statements. Even Caleb himself is asking me, Jagero, I thought you were talking. Jagero, umenipeleka wapi? I'm going to lose unga here, my friend. But we want to say that dialogue is dialogue. You never know. Even me, I didn't know. I did another episode by for now.